Greetings to you today on this Monday, August the 12th. And our daily Devo today is entitled Lies. And it comes from the Charles Dickens work entitled Great Expectations, another one I think most people have heard of. Great Expectations. I don't know what possessed me, Joe, I replied, sitting down in the ashes at his feet, hanging my head. But I wish you hadn't taught me to call knaves at cards jacks. And I wish my boots weren't so thick nor my hands so coarse. Then I told Joe that if I felt very miserable and that I hadn't been able to explain myself to Mrs. Joe and Pumblechook, who were so rude to me, and that there had been a beautiful young lady at Miss Haversham's who was dreadfully proud, and that she had said I was common, and that I knew I was common, and that I wished I was not common, and that the lies had come of it somehow, though I didn't know how. There's one thing you may be sure of, Pip, said Joe, after some rumination, namely, that lies is lies. Howsoever they come, they didn't ought to come. And they come from the father of lies and work around the same. Don't you tell no more of 'em, Pip. That ain't the way to get out of being common, old chap. Looky here, Pip, at what is said to you by a true friend, which this to you the true friends say, if you can't get to be uncommon through going straight, you'll never get to do it through going crooked. So don't tell no more on 'em, Pip, and live well and die happy. Conversation taking place there makes me feel like I'm out on the trail listening to a couple of cowboys speaking. Here's some thoughts from Gene Fisher. His own insecurity caused Pop to lie. He lied to impress others, to make them think that he was something that he was not. But as Joe said, lies is lies, howsoever they come. In the early church in Jerusalem, its members shared their possessions and money in a common purse, quote unquote. In this way, everyone had plenty. A Christian couple, Ananias and Sapphira, sold some land and secretly kept part of the proceeds for themselves. Still, they wanted everyone to think that they had given all. When Ananias brought the money to the apostle Peter, God told Peter that Ananias was lying. Peter asked him, why has Satan filled your heart to lie to the Holy Spirit? You have not lied to men, but to God. That's in Acts 5, 3 and 4. John 8:44 tells us that Satan is the father of lies. He always lies, and there is no truth in him. Whenever we lie, and for whatever reason, we are in fact lying to the Holy Spirit. We can be sure of this because God knows all things. We cannot keep secrets from him. Ananias and Sapphira's lives ended in death. Lies ended in their death. They both dropped dead at the apostles' feet. Our lies end in spiritual death. They separate us from God the Father. However, when we strive to tell the truth, our honesty pleases God. Colossians 3:9, do not lie to one another, since you have put off the old man with his deeds. Lying is part of our old sinful nature. Lying is a tool that we often learn to craft well. when it works to our advantage. The only problem being, if we tell too many lies, and we may forget which ones we told to who and when and about what. And it might not be too long before we're caught in that lying. Personally, as I read this, especially the Great Expectations excerpt, I could not help but think of the day in which we live. Lies. Someone once said, lies told often enough and long enough will soon be accepted as truth, something along those lines. And you can't watch the news, you can't read a newspaper article, you can't go too many places anywhere anymore and wonder, was that the truth? Or are they telling a lie, accidentally telling a lie, or on purpose telling a lie? And there seems to be plenty of people willing to wield half-truths, and that's the same as a lie, willing to make things up about others and share them and pass them off as the truth, try and sell their friends that this is the truth, and therefore here's how you need to think about that person or treat that person. It's very telling that Jesus refers to Satan as the father of lies. So if we indulge ourselves in lies and believing them and retelling them, and we're doing the devil's work. Truth. Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. That's where we want to be. That's where we want to be. Hopefully that's where we want to be. I know I do. Blessings to you today, and always speak the truth. If it's tough truth, make sure to speak it in love. Blessings.